Today is a massive day for Bitcoin because today is the day that the FOMC meeting will be happening again, and this FOMC meeting is the most important meeting of your life. And I will be exactly discuss this in today's update video. I will of course be talking about this massive upward-sloping support line that Bitcoin just broke and how we could currently approach Bitcoin and what could be happening next right now here. So without any further ado, don't forget to watch this video till the end. It's going to be a crucial one to be understanding, and if you want to be knowing about what currently is happening today, you need to be watching this video till the end. So without any further ado, don't forget to slam that like button. Above 1000 likes will be highly appreciated, and let me jump straight away in towards the content. And first of all, I'm not going to be discussing this chart. No, I want to be going over the FOMC meeting the FOMC meeting today will be very important to be understanding, and I'm going to be reading through this tweet to exactly tell you why this is such an important FOMC meeting. So first of all, if we're looking at consensus, we're expecting that there's going to be no rate cut or that there's going to be no rate increasement on this meeting, but there's a 90% chance that on the next meeting in September, we're going to get a rate cut. And the Fed will always signal what it's going to be doing next year. And if it's right now not going to be dovish, and if it's still going to be staying hawkish, it could be having a very bad effect on the market, since it is already priced in here. So this entire rally towards the upside that Bitcoin has seen and also the wider stock market has seen is mainly due to the fact that everyone is pricing in that we're going to get a rate cut. And if this is right now not going to be happening, and if the Fed is going to be saying that they have inflation not under control right now, they could definitely very well crash the markets even lower. And that could be maybe a thing that could be happening right now in today's meeting. From the last 4 meetings, 3 of them have every single time marked the exact bottom for Bitcoin. So on the last meeting, it actually was the starting point of an even bigger drop towards the downside. But on the meeting on May, we marked the exact bottom. Then on the meeting of March, we also had the meeting on the exact bottom. And then also here in February, we had that meeting on the exact bottom. So does this mean every single time once we do have the FOMC meeting, the Bitcoin bottom is there? I mean, currently, it does look clearly like we are seeing such kind of a pattern that every single time once the FOMC meeting does come, we see a lot of volume and volatility in the market, and second of all, B, we tend to be seeing a bottom structure getting created. So the most likeliest outcome for today's meeting, to quickly explain it already, is that the Fed is actually going to be dovish because inflation looks to be under control, and they've already stated in previous meetings that they are looking at September to potentially cut the rates. So if they are going to be dovish in this meeting, the analysts are expecting that the stock market is at least going to be spiking by 1 or 2% towards the upside, and that could be, of course, having a very well good effect on the Bitcoin price action, because the 2 and 10-year yields should fall more than 10 basis points. Commodities like gold and also Bitcoin are likely to be outperforming the rally. So if this is were to be happening, it could be extremely bullish for Bitcoin, and this could also very well mark the bottom for Bitcoin. So now you exactly know what is happening with the FOMC meeting today. Let me dive a little bit more in towards the Bitcoin charts, because I've got some very important charts we need to be discussing right now. So first of all, we can see that potentially we have broken the uptrend, but Bitcoin is still consolidating around this exact level right now. If you're just removing the drawings, we could be approaching it a little bit differently as well here, where Bitcoin, of course, is still potentially finding that support, because yeah, if you're approaching a level like this, you can see clearly we found support on the lower side right here, only we have not got that touch point from of that point, but we are still holding the support level. So I would take this level with a grain of salt right now here, but currently on the imminent short term, we are starting to see some signals that the trend is potentially reversing for Bitcoin right now, because we created that downward sloping trend line, which we actually just broken, and also on the lower side, we have actually formed a higher low for the first time in this entire trend towards the downside. So on the imminent short term, we are seeing some signals that the market could be potentially reversing after we had that big drop from of 70,000 US dollars, right? So I am not all too worried about the Bitcoin price action right now, since we actually saw a retest of this very important level right here, which I already discussed in many videos before to be the most important support level of this entire consolidation phase for Bitcoin. So I don't really see a big reason to be panicking right now on Bitcoin, and on the wider things of it all, we're just creating a massive Bitcoin bull flag pattern. And really, the moment that Bitcoin is going to be breaking above that resistance, which is ultimately going to be happening, that is the point where that next big rally is really going to get started. I mean, right now we're still in the midst of this massive consolidation phase, and the moment where we're going to be breaking this massive downtrend from the top side, that is the point where the big bull flag is going to be breaking out here. And once such a large consolidation phase, which lasted over 155 days already, we're just going to be seeing a massive turnover in volume and a massive breakout towards the upside, of course. So yeah, currently the trend is still looking very strong here. After Bitcoin created this massive recovery towards the upside, we're still creating higher lows every single time on this trend. And the chart in general is looking just very good for Bitcoin. And yesterday, actually, we saw some outflows from the spot Bitcoin ETF, which is interesting to see, because at the same time on the Ethereum ETF, we actually saw some inflows for the second time only. And BlackRock, they bought over 118 million US dollars worth of Ethereum. So that was actually quite interesting to be seeing. And yeah, if I'm still looking at the liquidation heat map, even more liquidity is being built up above us. Around 70,000 US dollars. There's right now 5 to 6 billion US dollars worth of liquidation laying, and even higher, more than 10 billion US dollars is also laying, around 72 to 73,000 US dollars. There are billions and billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin short liquidations being built up above us right now here, and always once Bitcoin creates liquidity on the top side or on the lower side, it doesn't matter where, Bitcoin always follows the liquidity. And to give an update on my trade, I am not going to be closing out on my trade at all. I'm going to be holding my trade open till I'm going to be hitting my take profit target. And my first target is 72,000 US dollars. And I do believe we are going to be ultimately touching that level. So I'm not really going to be doing anything besides waiting and let my trade do its thing here. So if you want to be trading yourself, you do know that if you go to the highest link description of today's video, which is this link above my face right now, if you press on it right now, you will be able to claim a free 30,000 US dollar deposit bonus. So make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video. You will come to this page where you can actually claim this insane deposit bonus. So if you're interested in that, check it out in the link description of today's video. Further on, if we're just looking at Bitcoin right now here, we're still holding that range high here. We're still in this midst of this consolidation phase, and all we're seeing is a slight little rejection from 70,000 US dollars. But on the bigger things of it all, things are just looking very normal for Bitcoin. It is not looking like we had that big crash or whatever people are saying. Things are just looking very healthy right now at this moment of time. So yeah, the biggest thing that we did saw is of course that rejection from 70,000 US dollars, and this is also going to be the most important level of resistance we need to be breaking above of in order to continue the trend towards the upside. So we're going to be closely monitoring this exact level if we do come back towards the upside, which I believe we ultimately will be doing. So yeah, make sure to be paying attention towards that. Also, the monthly candle is going to be closing in 17 hours from now on, and that would mark one of the most bullish monthly candles we have seen in a very long time, with a big wick on the lower side and a strong green body here on the top side. And in the midst of this consolidation phase, while we're consolidating above previous all-time highs. So ultimately, Bitcoin is just looking extremely bullish, and there's no big reason to be worrying about Bitcoin right now here. So this is it for me in today's update video, guys. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to slap that like button. And if you did learn something from it, don't forget to subscribe as well. So yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.